Alright, guys. Today we're talking about what's going on in the sports world and, what's going on in the sports world. First, we're starting off with the tragic passing of Hulk Hogan. He was 71 years old when he fortunately passed away from cardiac arrest. And hopefully his prayers to his friends and family. And, hopefully they can recover from this sad passing. But now my friend Cam is going to be talking about the MLB free agency and its predictions. Oh no, trade deadline I meant. Their predictions. So, take it away, Cam.
Hi, 2025 MLB trade deadline predictions. My number one, from the Diamondbacks, Eugenio Suarez to the New York Yankees. Suarez, not only the hottest hitter in MLB who might be traded this year, he has 36 home runs, but if you haven't been paying attention, he looks like the best player to get a blockbuster deal for a starting pitcher like Joe Ryan from Minnesota Twins, or Mackenzie Go from Washington Nationals. Like, what you need Suarez could also go to the Yankees with Zashism moving to second base. The Yankees are faking third basemen with the likes of Oswald Peraza's and other people that are second basemen and these shortstops, but they are trying to make them third basemen and it hasn't been working out well. I feel like if the Yankees want to maybe win the World Series this year and make another trip, and currently they're behind Toronto Blue Jays for the division. Third baseman is the biggest void for them. So I think they go get out the best market, make a blockbuster trade deal. Now, other teams that have sneaky options from going to Seattle Mariners, I think they could do a blockbuster deal with him and Josh Naylor. This is his teammate. We can do that in a sec. Then my third team, Chicago Cubs. They have Matt Shaw. He only has 3 home runs all season and the lowest OPS in the MLB. Cubs, if they want to go win that division, maybe they go get Eugenio Suarez, but I don't. That's exposed. Then the next, Detroit Tigers. They might be the best team, but I feel like the best teams should get the best players because these teams are trying to make a wild card run. They're going to trade all no lung guys for some guy for a playoff run that might not even happen. So I think he could potentially go to Detroit, Milwaukee, if they want to get stacked, become a real World Series contender in my eyes. I think Milwaukee could be a place for him to go to. And that's where I have him going to the Yankees, though. But those are teams that are dark horse candidates from. At my number 2, Josh Nader, Eugenio Suarez's teammates to the Seattle Mariners, looking to compete for the division crown with Houston, but Houston is comfortably leading the division by 6 games. But Nader is another one of Arizona's big market trades, with Arizona's looking probably to sell the most out of any MLB team. He will cost less than Eugenio Suarez if you want a longer guy, a cheaper guy with a good bat, but not as good as Suarez. I think Josh Nader's the guy. If Seattle wants to make a blockbuster deal, they could get Josh Nader and Eugenio Suarez and build a lethal lineup with Suarez hitting behind Cal Raleigh. That would be pretty deadly in my eyes. About that, fans still thinking Naylor still makes a solid contact hitter for a team that ranks in the bottom of 10 in the majors and a strikeout rate. Luke Raley, who's the third baseman for Seattle, could slide into right field or maybe a bench role. The Mariners could also use some bullpen depth. Perhaps a right-handed bat would prove an upgrade over Dylan Moore, but Naylor would be a nice addition nonetheless. Now, my number 3 of my trade deadline predictions. At my number 3, Dave Bednar, relief pitcher from Pittsburgh, going to the Detroit Tigers. One of the key reasons why they don't rule out Suarez to Detroit is teams making the biggest deals at the deadlines ain't the ones chasing the playoff spots, in my eyes. Simply, they're trying to hold a wild card spot. But the teams that already finished in first place, like the Tigers, they're going to go to the postseason. They want to make their team better for October. A team that isn't guaranteed a playoff spot is risking no future for a playoff run that might not even exist. That's why I have Dave Bednar for the Tigers, and Tigers also need bullpen depth. They're like guys like Will Fest and Tommy Cannell, all like good bullpen arms. Why don't you add another one? I mean, they could also go against if they want to go big, but I don't think it's happening because it's a rival like Emmanuel Clase or like Griffin Zacks could go there maybe, or Duane Dolan could go there from the Minnesota Twins. But the best idea is Dave Bednar. Pittsburgh's looking to sell. Maybe they could get like a young prospect or two, and that's where I think Dave Bednar is going. Number 4, I got Kansas City starting pitcher Steph Hugo for the Chicago Cubs. So what happened? What's the Cubs do? The Cubs are like in a good spot, but also a weird spot. They are now the second best team in the division. Milwaukee has passed them up. As you watch, this is like filmed on July 24th, so if something big happened and we ain't talking about it, that's why. And I mean, Cubs are looking. They have a good starting pitcher like with Matthew Boyd, Khalil Leo, and Solti Igmanama. But I feel like they need another pitcher. I feel like pitching is a concern for the Cubs right now. Seth Hugo is on the market for a Kansas City team. So that's pretty bad this season. I mean, they could also go out of guys like Joe Ryan, Mackenzie Glow, and Mitch Keller from the Pirates if they want to play a little bit more safer. But I think Seth Hugo is traded to the Cubs. That's my false prediction. Now, my number 5, the Minnesota Twins trade Griffin Zacks, the New York Mets. One thing that's guaranteed in the trade deadline. Now, the New York Mets will add some more bullpen depth. But they have good bullpen. So this pitching was the best ERA in baseball after the first month. They're still ranked 5 in ERA among Major League Baseball. Like with Dave Peterson, Reed Gaylord, Joey Bartow holding it down in the bullpen. But the bullpen has an ERA of 2.78, and if they want to make the bullpen even, and of course Edwin Diaz has been amazing, but if they want to make it better, I feel like Griffin Zacks, Minnesota Twins are selling. I feel like the whole American League Central is selling and buying. So Griffin Zacks to the New York Mets get that bullpen depth that they guaranteed, and I feel like it would be the best fit. Now my number 6. This is a big move. This is some fun. I think the Cleveland Guardians trade Steven Kwan to the Los Angeles of the Dodgers. This team has been, people think they might go out and get a pitcher. Yeah, the pitching has been injured. And not gonna lie, Dodgers are great this season, but they have been struggling lately. Maybe adding a guy that has a deep defense and good contact, like a guy like Steven Kwan, could really help the Dodgers potentially have a better record than like Detroit or Milwaukee this season. But I don't think Milwaukee's going to stay this good. I feel like that this is a good win streak, And I feel like he could be a very good defensive outfielder, a good leadoff hitter for the Dodgers. I mean, guys like Michael Conforto hasn't worked out in left field. Then they changed Mookie Betts to a shortstop, and obviously Mookie Betts is having a down year. I think Steven Kwan would make the most sense at the Dodgers, and they probably will make a move. I think the most sense would be Steven Kwan. Now, number 7, the Pittsburgh Pirates. For me, trade Mitch Keller to the Boston Red Sox. The Mitch trade deadline rumors are ramping up, but he is signed through the 2028 season, so whoever signs him has an extra 3 years of him. And he has been pretty good this season. Pirates are looking to sell, obviously. Besides Paul, everybody they said, besides Paul Skeens, they'll open up for trading. And Mitch Keller obviously probably will get traded. Boston is an interesting team. After that Rafael Devils trade, they have kind of been better. They currently are on a wild card spot in the American League. But the American League has been weak this year. I think if the Red Sox want to hold down a wild card spot, they make a pitching move. I mean, Gaylord Cossey's been amazing when he's pitched, and like Alex Bregman when he's healthy has been good. I mean, the rookie catcher, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Like I don't know how to have a lot of players, but he's good. Roman Anthony, there's some concerns about him. I just think he's going through a little, rookie lips. And, I mean, Mitch Ketchum to the Red Sox. I feel like if the Red Sox want to hold this down, I feel like Tampa Bay ain't that far to get in that position. But that's why I have at number 7. At my number 8, the Baltimore Orioles, who is my most disappointing team of the year, they trade Ryan O'Hearn, no best player of the season, to the Houston Astros. I mean, this is one of Baltimore's several players we're looking to trade this offseason, and this is probably the one that would generate the most interest for the team. But, also, Houston needs a left fielder because Logan Alvarez is injured. Jose Altuve has been a defensive liability in outfield lately. I feel like Ryan O'Hearn is a DH right now, but he's opened up to play in left field. Moving to left field, that's why I think that would work out for Houston a lot. And Houston's currently comfortably 6 games in the division. Never got on Seattle, though. If they get Josh Suarez, I think they can win the division easily. And that's my number 8. Now my number 9. Atlanta Braves, who's been my second most disappointing team, trade Mosel Ozuna to San Diego Padres, who's only holding the wild card spot, the last one. And they're right behind the likes of St. Louis and Cincinnati, because I'm a Reds fan and I really don't want the Padres to be good, but that's probably not what's going to happen. I think Padres are a potential landing spot for Ryan O'Hearn, but if the Astros do get Ryan O'Hearn, I think the San Diego has to set him with Mosel Ozuna. This is a power hitter. And GM AJ, he will do something. He always says he likes power numbers, and Mosel Ozuna is a great power bat. And it can maybe help San Diego secure that little wild card spot that they're holding right now. Now, my last, sadly, this is the last prediction of the season. I think the Arizona Diamondbacks trade another starting pitcher, Merrill Kelly, to Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays have been one of the best stories last month. They are first in the American League East. But watch out for New York, watch out for Boston, watch out for Tampa. If they want to get better, they want to keep on this momentum, obviously. To potentially be a second seed. Get a bye. But Merrill Kelly, even though they have been good momentum, they have no deep rotation like that. They have guys like Max Scherzer, Kevin Gausman. They're good enough. But I think Diamondbacks will even trade Zach Merrill. I think they do trade Merrill Kelly. Blue Jays need help in the pitching rotation, and they want to keep on this momentum in the wild card. Bank this folks out. Now that's it. But I'm gonna give you the all closest. I think I haven't said these are my names, but these honorable mentions. Luis Robert Jr. I think he gets traded to the Phillies. And then I don't know who this guy would potentially get traded to. Jaden Duran. There's a lot of outfield spots in Boston. Maybe Boston will clear that up a little bit. And I think they maybe trade Jaden Duran, a star outfielder. And that's my list for this deal. This is my opinion. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. It's my opinion. I hope you all don't take this too serious. It's something I think. Some of it might be wrong. Don't blame me in the comments. But after trade deadline, we're going to do a recap. See if I go 10 for 10 or 0 for 10. But then now we're going to hand it off to my co-host, Tevin. He's going to be talking about the NFL training camp. Tevin?
Yeah. So NFL training camp, we've seen some big stuff happen. We've seen obviously the biggest thing, Justin Fields going down with I think a dislocated toe. He got carved the field after going to the Jets, teaming up with the former college wide receiver from Ohio State, Garrett Wilson. But don't have full reports on how long he'll be out. But rumors are from either the end of the season to he's gonna finish the whole or he's gonna miss the whole season. But there's chance that he might come back. Also, some more free agency training camp moves. Raiders D tackle Christian Wilkins, after 1 year of playing with them, has been released. They've paid him like $100-something million contract just for him to get released. The next season he didn't play that well, so that's why I said I get him out of here. And then we've seen a lot of struggles during training camp. Like obviously the whole Bears offense, Caleb Williams has not been improving that they want him, not developing the best. And Caleb Williams and the Ben Johnson, the head coach, has reported that he is really disappointed with how this team's performing and that they need to perform because the NFL season starts like a month. Preseason starts in a couple weeks, so they want to get this together. Next, I'm a Bengals fan. Quarterback Joe Burrow. Videos of him missing throws, making bad reads that he should not be making, his good throws that he should be making, that he's just missing. Obviously, he's been coming off of a really insane season, almost won MVP, almost carried the Bengals to the playoffs despite having a bad defense. The Bengals defense has made insanely good strides, what I've heard, and hopefully they can keep doing that. Next, Travis Hunter. There's videos of him catching with his body, dropping passes, running routes, not good, and it's just like he needs to get this together because man, if he's playing both ways, he needs to at least get his routes and hands down, or he cannot be playing both ways. Like that's just not how the NFL works. They might have to make him. The Jags might have to make him pick one side, quarterback or receiver, if he keeps doing bad like this. Like catching with your body in training camp, it's not acceptable. You got like this, like it's like how you get better. You gotta practice. Gotta be catching with your hands, pinkies if it's below you, like. And then next, Travis Kelce has been not having a good training camp. Like there's videos of him fighting with his teammates, which is if you're a star or like a team player like he is, you cannot be arguing with your teammates. You gotta make chemistry with your young guys, your teammates. Can't be being like just mean like this. Like it's just disrespectful. It's not how you get better. It's how you like he had a down year last season, and he cannot be arguing with his teammates because that's not the best. Like it's just not a good option. Like you cannot be doing that. Like you gotta be the leader on your team. You're or the oldest player on your team, I think. Don't family check me. And you gotta make leadership plays. You gotta be smart. And then next we have the Bills Cook on contract. James Cook, I think that's. And he said, I deserve what I want. He wants to get overpaid a lot. He's a running back and he had a good season, has a good couple seasons. But obviously the Bills are like, we don't need that. We're not paying much money for a running back because running backs these days last like 5 years and they're done with their primes, unless your name's Derrick Henry, because that man never ages. And then more news on sad injuries. Dolphins CB Burns tore his ACL at training camp. He's gonna miss the entire season. Got cut off the field. And then Russell Wilson just got out of the hospital, which I didn't even know he was in the hospital, but he got out of the hospital following convolution. It's like I don't know what that is. I think it's his head, maybe. I don't know. And then Dak really wants the Cowboys to finalize a deal with Micah Parsons, Pro Bowler, many-time Pro Bowler, runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year a couple of years, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. So yeah, they definitely want him to get. And then the Browns GM says that they should keep 4 quarterbacks. And I'm not an NFL GM or coach, but 4 quarterbacks is too many quarterbacks. You should have 3 or 2 quarterbacks, not 4, because 4 is like that's too many. Like who are you gonna start? I mean, I think there's rumors that they're starting. I don't know how they're starting. And that is it for NFL training camp. Now, me and Cam are ranking NBA teams off season so far. Cause it's pretty much done. Like there's not many been big boosts recently, but Cam, we are starting off with the NBA team 76ers. Take it away.
The Philadelphia 76ers, not the fans expect, like, after turning in one of the most exciting off seasons in the NBA last year, Philadelphia 76ers have kept things quiet so far this summer. No max contract signings, no major trade. Heck, the 76ers didn't even use no mid-level expectation, even though fans would have really liked to see if they used that on UVC, Usamoto, Howard Foden, and free agency. I don't know how to say his name. I'm sorry. It had not and also has not interfered with the restricted free agency of Quentin Grimes. And just because of these moves, or evil expectation or my Mosens, doesn't mean they necessarily had a bad offseason. And actually, Daryl Morey and the company has earned praise for their efforts this offseason than he has in recent years without adding multi-time All-Stars or swinging from some huge trade deals. Obviously, with the NBA draft, with the number 3 overall pick in the back pocket, they took VJ Escombe out of Baylor, Greek athlete, and fans are really happy that they didn't panic and take Ace Bailey somehow, because everyone, I think, like, before the season even started, we all thought Ace Bailey was going number 3. He actually stood down to number 5, the Jazz, but we're not to the Jazz yet. And I think that they haven't done nothing. I like pick up with VJ Edgecombe. I feel like Tyree and for being a role, and like Ace Bailey didn't want to be a role player. VJ Edgecombe can be like a decent role player to guys like Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Paul George. Hopefully he doesn't have a disappointing year. And they didn't trade down and hope that VJ Edgecombe still be on the drafting board. Nope, Moley picked the guy, VJ Edgecombe, the most exciting young point guard, at least he says, since Philadelphia has drafted since Markel Fultz, the first overall pick in 2017. I would rate this about a C. Ain't bad, but I would put this offseason a C.
I fully agree with Cam because it's like they didn't pick Ace Bailey, and like it's like yeah, I agree with Cam because like it's like they didn't make any like signing or trades off season, but they did get a young prospect, VJ Escombe, which I'm not gonna lie, Cam prove me wrong. I thought Ace Bailey was going number 3, but they picked VJ Escombe, which looking back, I've looked at some research. VJ Escombe's a better pick, and that's why I think that it's C tier. All right, Cam. Next team is the Washington Wizards. Go ahead.
Ooh, the Wizards, huh? Now, Washington Wizards. Hold on. So the Washington Wizards, I don't really like. So it's been interesting because they obviously, the main deal trade wise, Jordan Poole for CJ McCollum. They kind of got that's, I don't know. I would make that trade like a and a B for Pelicans, C for Washington, and they also traded Jordan Poole 2 second-round picks for CJ McCollum, who's not washed, but not what he once was for Portland. But the Washington Wizards have put off one of the most tactical, sound off seasons in the NBA this summer. While much of the league was like preoccupied with blockbuster trades and cap space boning max contracts, the Wizards quietly and smartly reshaping the future, guided by a front office that understands timing, leverage, and value. Washington navigated the 2025 offseason period with a rare combination of restraint and aggression. The signings this year were Marvin Bagley III. Marvin Bagley's stock has plummeted since he was drafted number 2 overall in 2018 for Washington's lower risk flyer makes sense. At 26, he's still a great athleticism, a soft touch around the rim, and he could serve a useful rotation big who fits in a fast-paced system like Washington. He just returned. Chris Middleton, obviously, is the biggest name Washington added this summer. A proven champion, obviously, but he is 33. He may no longer be like a guy that has 20 points a night, but he brings a very good veteran presence to a young team like Washington. I actually like then the Cam Whitmore trade. They traded Houston Rockets traded a young Cam Whitmore for 2 second-round picks, and the Washington seized the opportunity, acquired them for a low cost over 2 future second-round picks. No major asset loss, no over future flexibility in Whitmore. Washington gains a dynamic athlete with good mentality, elite transition ability, and an all-star upside in a vacuum. This is a steal. The next content of a rebuild, potentially a cornerstone. That's all I gotta say for this offseason. No, that's all I gotta say for this offseason. Talked about all of it. I rate this a B. This is actually like an underrated offseason. I rate this Washington Wizards offseason a B.
Yeah, I was leaning towards C tier, but then you gave me some like good facts. Like I did not know that they got Cameron Moore. Yeah, like and they got it's pretty good. It's yeah but they did get like Jordan Poole, but they did get Ace Bailey, which I think we all can agree that's B. And next a fun Atlanta. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I forgot who'd they get at 6. Oh no, they got 6. But next one, a good one. Atlanta Hawks. Take it away, Cam.
Okay, the Atlanta Hawks. Hold up, I gotta drink something. Give me a second. Alright, the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks offseason has been pretty good. I feel like this has been actually pretty great. Obviously, Kristaps Porzingis 3-way trade. Well, they got Kristaps Porzingis. Obviously, they signed possibly one of the best free agency in Nick Alexander Walker. That's a good pickup sign. That's a good signing for me, I think. And then they also they still paying people that they shouldn't that ain't on the team no more. And can we edit this out? I don't know what I'm talking about right now because I don't get this shit, bro.
Yeah, the Hawks. They got Nikhil Alexander Walker. I feel like they traded Kristaps Porzingis. Like I like what they did this offseason. I think I also give it like an A or S because they surrounded Trae Young with valuable players. Like they have a good starting 5. I like what they did this offseason.
They drafted Aisha Newell with the 23rd overall pick this season. They obviously have guys like Dyson Daniels, Larry Nance, Kales LeVault. I would rate this an A.
Yeah, I'd give it an A or.
To be for one team, the one team I'm thinking of, I would rate this an A.
Yeah, definitely A. But they had a really good offseason. All right, so we're gonna do a quick one. It's not they're not the next one. We're doing that the way. Warriors have a D. They're the worst team. They didn't sign one person all off season. I'm a Warriors fan. I still hate what they've done this off season. So yeah, we're get out the way. They did terrible. I'm a Warriors. Yeah, that's the worst.
Okay.
I'm being all right. Like the actual next one, I just want to get the Warriors out the way. The next one's the Cavaliers.
The Cavs. Ooh. Okay. Obviously, the big deal is the Lonzo Ball trade. Obviously. LeBron, but Brian shut those down. GM of the Cavs, he shut those down immediately. And I feel like they're my close in the East. LeBron is the biggest move this year. I rate this a B with Washington.
I'm leaning towards C because they only got like what, Lonzo Ball, and then they had, who else did they
And
get?
Larry Nance Jr. has signed with them.
Larry not signed with them.
What?
Yeah, I'd go back to low B. Next
Yeah,
up,
I feel like they could have done better, but
yeah.
still fine.
But especially after last season, how they went, how disappointing. But next we have the Detroit Pistons.
Ooh, Detroit Pistons. Now, Detroit Pistons, this player to exit last year, obviously. No, they actually battled well against New York. They lost 6. Now, Detroit Pistons. What?
No, keep going. I did.
Okay. The Pistons, have signed. No, I don't want to do this, Evan. Can you just take it away? Like, can we edit this? Can we edit some of this stuff out, dude?
Yeah.
Because my dad's have to start, dude.
So the Pistons got. Who did the Pistons sign? I mean, did they get Schroeder?
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't do it serious with all seasons.
Yeah. Alright. Guys, unfortunately, we're going to have to end this early because something happened, but hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.
Also, this is just the beginning. Now, like, don't blame us for the first time doing it. Well, I don't know what we're doing. And please don't comment nothing mean. If you don't like it, then please don't watch it. And we're gonna do better next. This was just kind of us. We wanted to get it out of the way. Next episode will probably be out in a day or 3. Yeah, a day, 2 days, or maybe 3 days.
And it'll be a lot more calm.
Yeah, and stuff. And thank you. We gotta get this edited and posted.
Alright.